you can stay and party with us. Just take a shot of Patrol, and let me know when you get enough. You know the rhythm is on, and everybody's feeling the buzz. You ain't gotta go home, 'cause you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us.
Hey,
Hi, everybody. Hey, everybody. Ladies, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Brunch with Black Tea. Thanks for joining us today. We don't have anyone on yet, but we'll get our viewers that's going to hop on. They know we're here, and they'll be here. We're going to go ahead and jump into some things. How you ladies doing today? How was your holiday?
Happy New Year. Look, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2024.
Happy 2024, right? New Year.
Man, I'm so happy to see this new year. You just don't understand, boy.
Like a new beginning. I love that part.
Yes.
Awesome. So yes. Holiday was good. Glad it's over. You know, the holidays don't last long, really. It's so funny. They was having Valentine's stuff in the stores while Christmas was still up. So
yes.
They just rolled right into the next one.
I was like, oh my goodness. Did I miss
I'm with you guys. I'm with you, Lynn. Like, it's like we can't even enjoy the holidays because when we go into the stores, our anxiety goes up anticipating the next holiday. It's like, wait a minute, can we just be in this season?
In this moment.
Right. But like we literally have from after October, we have after Halloween, we literally go straight into the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. And so we kind of have a whole month or two, month and a half or so of the holiday season, which is good. But we always get bombarded with these merchandising and of the next holiday, and it's like, can we enjoy the one we in?
Right. Right. I was
like we can.
Shopping for Christmas. I said, wait, this is Valentine's Day stuff. I don't want this. I want the Christmas stuff. I was confused. So yes, you're right, Eddie. It's like, man, but I mean, I guess it's the way of the retail market.
Yeah.
They're trying to get your money fast because they don't want you to run out of it. That's
that
what
part.
I think. I don't know, but that's just what I think. They don't want you to run out of it, so they want you to hurry up and get what you need, spend your money fast. But right. But welcome to 2024, ladies, and welcome to 2024, everybody out there who is joining us. Thank you guys for supporting Sunday Brunch with Black Tea. Make sure you like this show. Go ahead and subscribe, and also make sure to share it. Share it with your friends and family and everybody that you know, so they could jump on as well and sit at the table with us and enjoy some good food, talk, and conversation. But
and leave us a comment too, because that helps us get in the algorithm. So if you leave us a comment, drop us a comment at the bottom. If you want to play back, you still leave us a comment, and we will either answer you if you have any questions, anything like that. But it does help with the algorithms, and liking is the easy way and a free way to help us grow our channel.
Right. So today you have us all. You have Miko, which is me. We have California Cutie, and we have Candy. And we want to thank you guys for joining us. So, of course, naturally, the most important part of the show is food. I don't know about anybody else, but that's the part I enjoy. Today we're going to jump in. We're not eating on camera today because, we're just trying to, keep ourselves fresh. But we have enjoyed this wonderful meal. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what it is and what we had. So today we did pancake balls with a breakfast casserole, and the pancake balls was topped off with a apple cider butter. I mean, you can't go if you like apple cider, this butter is going to be your can't really see it. I put powdered sugar over top of it, but you just melt it down, whip it real good, and you just drizzle it over top. It is absolutely amazing with the spices.
My bad. Let me go back to this one.
Okay.
With so there we go.
Cider and the put a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg in my pancake batter mix, and then you make the balls. That's on there. The description should be down below. If you're joining us, from YouTube, the subscription will be down below, and you're more than welcome to try this. And then we also have the breakfast casserole. So in this breakfast casserole, it has ground turkey sausage. It has scrambled eggs, red, green, and red and green peppers with onions sauteed. We have a little bit of mild cheddar cheese and Monterey Jack with a garlic cream sauce to bring it all together. And when I say amazing, absolutely amazing. That right there with a little biscuit on the side is really all you need. But your friends and family and even kids will love this. They will enjoy it, especially the pancake balls. It's really fun to make. And they're really easy. So again, I've described everything in the description, so you should be able to catch that down below. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and just drop them down. More than happy to answer them if you have any questions or comments about the food and actually how everything is prepared.
Mika, girl, let me tell you something. The way you made those pancake balls, like a cake pop ball, or the cake, like that's what it reminds me of. I think that is brilliant. That is a brilliant thing to come up with. Like, I don't know what made you even think of that. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I have a fickle granddaughter, okay? And even though all the pancakes are the same, for some reason, she gets real funny about certain. I don't want this pancake today. This is not the same pancake. So I said, okay, I'm going to turn it into something that I know she likes. All kids like cake pops. So she's eating actual treat, and it's your pancake, So when I did that, even she wasn't convinced that it was pancake until she told it. But I had to convince her these are pancakes, So it just made her want to eat them even more. So I just think it's something really fun for the kids, but then it is a cute little plater for your adult guests as well. So you don't have these floppy pancakes. You give something really cute that they can just pop on the side, maybe one or two of them, and they don't feel as guilty for eating, whole pancakes. So yeah, it's pretty fun, But that's where the idea came from. It was pretty much to please a little 6-year-old grandbaby of mine. So that's what it was. But it is definitely fun if you do it with your friends. With your kids, they will enjoy just the idea of making these pancakes into little balls, and it's really easy. Really
and it seems like it's just enough, like especially if you have an array of different things for like a brunch breakfast type. You don't have to have a whole pancake. You can have a taste of it. Just sometimes is all we want,
Yes,
exactly. That's all I need when it comes to pancakes or waffles. I just want to taste
a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, I just want to taste, especially when it comes to sweets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next week I'm hitting you with the waffles, California food. You're not gonna understand what this one is. You're gonna be like, wait a minute. For real? Really, this is what we doing? You just wait.
I will. I'll be waiting and anticipating, babe. I'll be waiting and anticipating.
Girl, you go. It is. You're gonna love it. So I'm not gonna spill the beans yet, but you're gonna love it. You're gonna love what we come up with for next week. So any questions about the brunch items for today? Leave a comment. We're more than happy to jump on there and answer any questions that you might have. But again, super fun, super easy, and really nice for your kids and for any guests that you might have coming over for a brunch. In the course casserole, everybody loves casserole, but to put it into a breakfast, you have to try it with that garlic cream sauce. Oh God, you guys! But you can add any protein that you want. Bacon. If you eat pork sausage. If you don't want meat at all, you don't even have to put meat in there. You can do it strictly, vegetarian by using mushrooms. And add some orange peppers to that. With the red and the green. So you can definitely fix it and make it to your liking. So Anywho, we got some stuff going on, today out here in this world today. Mm-hmm. And for our hot topic for today, I thought it would be really nice to talk about something that I've been seeing trending on the internet, which is a lot of women are saying that it's hard for them to make new friendships and maintain friendships and relationships regardless over the age of 40. They're saying that they're finding it more difficult to actually achieve this. What do you guys think? Just on that topic alone?
You and I talk about this offhand, and obviously it is a thing. Friendships are hard to maintain. I think at any age. First of all, to define to define, right? Because, you know, even, you know, we all have kids and we try to tell our kids, hey, that ain't your little friend over there. You know what I mean? That's an acquaintance or somebody you're getting to know. But little do we know as we're growing up, you know, and getting older in every age group, it's the same thing. And so sometimes we got to be aware of who we call our friend and not get, I guess, take it personal when things don't work out. But once we establish that friendship, you know what I mean? I think it is hard to maintain because life happens for all of us, you know, whether
Yes.
you're maintaining friendships from high school or college or work friendships to when you are single, and then also when you get married or in a relationships, it's hard to maintain certain friendships. And so I just think that it is definitely a thing, and I definitely see, like you said, on social media, a lot of women that, I mean, obviously we are women and I'm a woman. And so I think that, you know, we're looking for women in relationships, friendships, but then also, I also see that men, which is surprising, are doing the same thing, especially around this age group. So,
yes.
yeah.
But so I'm glad you brought that up because I did a little research and of course, you know, Facebook and Instagram, social media is some of our biggest, you know, trendsetters or whatever the case is. Yeah. And I did a little bit of research, and on Facebook, it's saying that there's more male groups on Facebook that are seeking friendship than there is women. 43% women, 56% male. And the males have more success with building new friendships and maintaining old ones than women do. A lot of them saying this, and a lot of women are saying that a lot of women aren't open to receiving new friendships, but they're on there seeking, but they're not open to receiving it. And then when they do, you know, say, okay, hey, I'm going to try this out, jump in and try this out, they're, you know, finding that a lot of women are very judgmental versus welcoming and open to, you know, somebody different, you know, so it makes them not want to, you know, engage. And I can understand that in some ways. Some women can be a little bit judgmental. You know, a lot of these Facebook groups, if you look at them, I just went through and kind of breezed through some of the requirements, you know, per se, that they say you have to, you know, you have our rules that you have to follow.
To be accepted in this group. Yeah.
Right. And it says, you know, don't be judgmental, don't be mean, don't say, you know, all these different things. But then when you get on there, you see a lot of people back. Why did she do this? And what is that for? And, you know, they're constantly bashing. Now, what it didn't do is it didn't give us a breakdown of the ages that are actually truthfully, you know, joining these groups. And we know that there's, unfortunately, our Gen Z is just out of control. We all know this. And so they're feeling like that has a lot to do with, you know, the statistic numbers and, you know, what it is that, you know, why women are having such a hard time building and maintaining these new relationships. Now, I did come across the Drew Barrymore show. I like her show. She has a show on, you know, online that she does, and on their show they did an episode where it was about women building and maintaining relationships. Now, back in November of this year, Reese Witherspoon was actually had an article in People magazine where she talked about this, because she basically went in there to talk about the relationship that she had with her husband. They, you know, have split after 12 years. But she also mentioned that, you know, maintaining relationships overall was editing. She said her grandmother would always tell her, you need to edit your friendships. You need to edit the group of people that you're around. Basically, it's like, you know, you have these friends that are here for certain things. You know, we all say that. We have our seasons, you know, but if you don't go through and edit and weed out the friendships that are no longer, you know, positive in your life at the moment, then you're going to hold on to that energy, and it's going to be picked up by other people that you're trying to become friends with. Nobody wants to be around someone that's negative and, you know, not accepting and not welcoming, not warm. So when you're trying to combine your new friends with your older friends, and you got that one friend that's just like, I don't really want to, you know, I'm okay, I don't really want to, then that's gonna kill it for you. Then you're gonna be stuck with that one friend that's really not a positive, you know, person for you to have in your life at the moment. I don't know. I have you guys seen that being something that is like an issue, or like, what do you think?
I think that it's okay to have friendships that don't mix. everyone don't mix with each other, and you can be that chameleon that can go from friendship to friendship, from people to people, and that's fine. But it's okay not to mix friendships. There's, when there are certain times and reasons for why you would, especially, for a special occasion, special moments in your life that you want everybody to come together. That's one thing, because that's a celebratory, situation. But when there's like one-on-one, it's okay for that person not to really mesh with the next person. I don't like it when it becomes a big deal. Like if they already giving you that vibe that they don't mess with that person, it shouldn't be forced. And so that's what I feel like. That I say you do have friendships for different reasons, and different seasons and different times. And so if you have a friendship who's letting you up front know that they don't really care too much, then they might not even really know them. They just know for what you tell them about, or just the vibe that they get from that person, or they get from each other, whatever the case. But it's okay not to mix, and it's okay to keep that separate and just hang out with their friend one-on-one. But if that person is constantly negative, even with you one-on-one, then that's something that you might want to revisit and see if that person is, worthy of being in your life, continue to be in your life.
Right. And like they said, I'm sorry, Candy, I don't mean to cut you off, but speaking to what you're already saying, so you can elaborate on this part too. They have, everybody running around, they talking about, I have my BFF, my BFF, But then they were saying, now this is a new thing that's trending. I never heard of it until I, heard this on the Drew Barrymore show. What they call it, BFTM, best friends for the moment. So I don't know if that just means that, we were best friends for so many years, but now our time has played out. That moment is over. So you were my best friend for the moment, or is it saying that anybody that I'm bringing in new? I was a little bit perplexed by the acronym that they used and why they put it together in that way. But apparently, it's something that's being used. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Best friends for the moment. I mean,
I think that means like you guys are saying, you have a season, right, with a lot of your friends. I mean, like where you might hang out, y'all are hanging out a lot at this time, right? And then you guys might take a break, and then you might go hang out with this group of friends, right? And then and now that you're in this group, at that moment, this is your best friend in this group. At that moment, we've been hanging out for the last 2 months. So you're my best friend in this moment. This is the way I'm hearing it. When you say it, this is what I'm hearing. The way I would take it, I don't think there's a such thing as a best friend in that moment or in a moment. You either your best friend or you're not. It's not.
Well, and I consider everybody a good friend of mine. I don't necessarily think that I have technically. I mean, I know before I used to always say I had, a particular friend that I used to always say, oh, she's my best friend of all time, outside of your family. Of course, your family is going to always be your closest, to you. But but then you have friends that are closer to you than some of your family members are. It just depends on, I guess, the relationship that you have with that person. But, I don't know. I think I once I no longer had that person as my quote unquote best friend, I kind of fell out of that best friend kind of thing, because I appreciate all of my friendships the same for whatever it is that they are in my life for. Everybody has their reason to me for being in my life. This is just me. And you're going to be my best friend. Everybody is, I don't know. I guess I've never really,
I agree with you to a certain extent, and I also agree with California Cutie, because it's, I guess I'm at the age where I'm saying I'm a little old school. So we take that best friend to heart, right? And a lot of it is loyalty, because we feel like we have so many years with a person that considers them our best friends because we know them, and not necessarily the case. I think a best friend is somebody who goes with you through seasons and not just years, seasons and situations with you, good and bad, and is there with you, the shoulder to cry on, and for whatever reason, you know what I mean? So everybody defines that for themselves. The new acronym is really just a season, like California Cutie said. It's not for the moment. It's just a season. So yes, you might greatly be fond of that person, and I've had those situations where you're with somebody and you guys are, for lack of a better term, vibing a lot, and you got a lot of things in common for the moment. And so you guys are, you spend a lot of time together, and then you look up and you're like, what happened to that person? why we stop talking, or why is it, like I said,
Right.
and sometimes you won't ever know the reason, and it's just life takes, take a hold, or that person started a new
Life
job.
is life.
Yeah,
It
life
is life, right. But I mean, I feel you, and I see where you're coming from. I guess because my experience was so not so good with that person, I just was like, you know what? Everybody, I utilize them for what they got. I'm gonna cry on all my friends' shoulders. You know,
but I think the best friend term is what we have to use carefully. It's a thin line. It's like being in a relationship or getting to know a person, on a romantic level, and you stand that thin line. I love you. It's a thin line between telling somebody, because that's a badge of honor for me to call you my best friend. That means that I really value you. You know what I mean? You put in the work. And so sometimes even the persons that you just meet actually sometimes can bring more value than a person you've been knowing for years, to be honest.
That's true.
And so even with that
maybe I will bring that term back into my life a little bit.
Right. So but even with that being said though, it's okay for everybody not to be your best friend, because sometimes it could be for the moment. But I was just to consider that person a friend. If I consider you a friend, that's even valuable, because a lot of times, these days, I just consider a lot of people acquaintances or somebody I know, you know what I mean? But to even call you a friend, like you said, I've kind of gotten away from that title of best friend from just, situations that have occurred in my life, and that, everybody doesn't, is not required to have a best friend title, but you can still be a friend without having to feel like you have to drop all and be all to me. You know what I mean? Right. So it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I have a best friend. And she is one of my oldest friends as well. But me and my best friend's been friends since we were 6 and 7, and we're both 51 and 52.
Right.
And see, that's where my whole thing came in too. The person that was my best friend, we literally been knowing each other. I mean, I was born there; she was already living there, and then we grew up or whatever together. So I was
right.
We had already, we had been through a lot together. You can separate from somebody and then come back, and your relationship picks up like it never.
That's my best friend all the time. She got people she hangs out with more than she hangs out with me.
Yeah,
definitely.
I guess,
but that's still my best. But that's still my best friend.
Right.
I don't care who she hangs out with. She doesn't care who I hang out with. We just know that no matter what, over the years, we've been there for each other for everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Right. So, do I talk to her every day? No, because life be life.
Right.
But just like you just said, we pick up the phone. We on the phone. We be like, I just have to call you for 5 to tell you something. We gonna go into 10 different things, because one, we miss each other. 2, we're best friends, and they're life was life, and so we like trying to run it all off. So when I say that's my best friend, I don't consider anybody else like her. That's just me, because I have one. Everybody don't have a best friend.
Right.
Everybody don't. Everybody don't have. They might have a lot of friends, but they might not have one that they can say for real.
I guess if I re-put that word back into my vocabulary, I have a few that I would consider to be my best friend. I don't have one particular person, because I feel like my relationships are special with the people that I'm with, and I've learned as an adult. It took me a minute to really understand that not everybody has to be your friend. Not everybody should be in your life and be your friend. And I learned the hard way, and I got my feelings hurt. Not because somebody said something, but it's what happened. To make in the process of everything going on, what they did to me. So I had to learn the hard way, because I'm just one of those people. But I don't know. I guess because I value everybody that is in my life at the moment that I call a friend, I value them so high. That's the only person that I have been calling my best friend is just my husband. So I guess,
but he should be.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
my relationship with all of my ladies are special in their own sense, in their own way. So I guess you guys are all my best friends.
So funny.
And it's funny.
And then I'll be calling, because California, you that call you, I cry your shoulder about stuff that I might not call Candy about. And Candy, I cry your shoulder about everything. So it's just like I have those people that I just know I can call, even like you said, California Kitty, if I don't even talk to you, or no, Candy, if I don't talk to you for like a week or two, no, you said that, California Kitty, I still can call you and know that I'm gonna get the same person all the time. You know, the consistency is there. I know the loyalty and the love is there, and
That's
I
all.
guess
That's what it's about.
expectations of people are not so like geared towards what I think they should be doing. I'm more accepting of being able to say, "Oh, I haven't talked to her in a month. Let me call this girl and check on her." We talk
Mm.
about things. I think, but their whole thing is like women being able to get out and do things together, hang out, make plans.
Supporting. It's supportive.
It's important.
Friendship is supporting.
Yeah.
It's like it's what did I put? Matter of fact, let me just it improves the quality of life when you have friends. It helps you to move on life. People they hold you accountable for stuff. So I didn't want to get in, I wanted to get into that too. Um what else did I say? Um I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart.
It's
But
okay.
because what I want to get back to before I got into that is that I had to differentiate my clients. Like I have clients that I've been doing for years, and then I have they also are my friends. So there's times where like I'm at a client's house and I'm like, oh, I'm doing my client, and then there's times I'm at my client's house that is a friend of mine, and I might be like, oh, I'm doing a client or my client. So I'm like, wait, no, that's my friend.
Right.
So it is kind of not difficult, but you do have to know what you're saying and who you put those friendships on.
Titles on. Yeah.
It is. You do need to be careful, and like you said, you don't want to get burned, and you will. If you do, it could change your perspective on what friendships is and what is a best friend. Like you just said, you don't even use best friend no more. Like you don't even use that. I do because I value my best friends.
Right.
And when you have a best friend and you value that person, you're gonna say, "That's my best friend. This is my family. This is my girl. This is my homegirl. But this right here, this is my best friend." And that's why.
I guess I don't want anybody to feel like they're not valued.
But why? Why you don't want anybody? I mean, I think at this point, like to California Security's point is that to put a title on somebody and to really call them a best friend, it's a badge of honor, right? Everybody does not. You don't get a participation trophy. Everybody shouldn't be getting participation trophies. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
if you're not in there doing the work for me to consider you my best friend, then you're not. You're just a friend, and that's okay. There's value in friendships. That work, there's value in that. And so you don't have to be my best friend, and you shouldn't feel a way because I call somebody else my best friend, because you have to be there in the way that they have, whether it's years served with that person or years with that person, or whether it's situationals where they've been there for me. You haven't been there that way, so I can't call you that. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be okay. I wouldn't be upset if a good friend of mine called somebody else their best friend in front of me. That. Why? I'm still
some people are.
And some people are territorial.
Some people are territorial. Yes.
Yeah, they feel that way, and I think that's just that's their own insecurities and their own little thing. Because everybody's in your face. Everybody wants to battle for your acceptance and for you to be their best. You know what I mean? But what are they doing behind closed doors? And that's what, like, okay, that's all that tit for tat in the front of me. Okay, that's cute, but you haven't really been there. And I'm not putting that on you for you to have to be. There's just things that just innately in people that we.
Well, so going back to the reference of the title, which was from the Drew Barrymore show, just like she said on there, she stated that she has really good and close friends, and when she meets someone, and I don't know, I feel her on this a little bit. I don't know if you guys do. When she meets someone that she feels like she can really depend on and embrace, and that has embraced her immediately. She said if it takes a person a long time to figure out if they can be her friend, then she doesn't think that it's going to last. But if that person, if you guys click when you get together and they're accepting of who you are just for who you are and not trying to see who you're going to end up being, because you should bring your first your full self to the table, then it was easier for her to choose this particular person. Now she said that Gail King has become one of her really good friends, considerably can be a best friend, and they've only been knowing each other for 6 months. She said that, just meeting her and the first conversation let her know that, okay, I can really be friends with this person.
I agree.
This person
I
could be
agree.
my friend.
You know why I agree with that? Because it's the same thing. I'm sorry. I agree with that because it's the same thing. I mean, we're talking about relationships, whether it's platonic, whether it's friendships, whether romantic. You can have chemistry with a person right off the bat, just like how you can a romantic relationship, right? And you feel that chemistry, and you be like, "Dang, I feel like I've been knowing him forever," right? And you're wondering how you guys are just going about and clicking so well because it's a chemistry you guys just innately at. Same thing with a platonic friendship. You can have somebody and you guys have a lot of commonalities, in common. You guys, are pretty much, for the lack of a better term, is you're on the same page on a lot of areas in your life. And so that just makes it easy for you to click, as opposed to just whether you grew up with somebody or knowing somebody from work or being introduced to somebody, you kind of like, you're gradually getting to know them because you're knowing a little bit. When you deliberate about a friendship or any type of relationship, you're seeking what you guys have in common. And that's why when you say a lot of those friendship groups, people are judgmental. I don't think judgmental was a bad thing. Now, to be harsh judgmental, I think when you come from a mean spirit, I'm gonna judge you whether I'm looking at you if we have things are in common or if you're like-minded or how you think about things to go about. I have a right to judge if I want to put you in my life like that. And so,
Right.
being said, you know what I mean? To her point, you could meet somebody off the riff and feel an instant chemistry and like-mindedness and really, try to do a lot of things together as opposed to that slow and steady friendship, which can still have value, but different.
So,
I'm sorry, ladies. Wait, excuse me. Give me one second. Miko, give me 1 second. We have guests in our building. I
was just about to do that.
Okay, just making sure because we want to say hello to them.
I was just about to do that.
Okay,
I was about to actually acknowledge. I know House of the Princess. She's been, jumping in there and has made some good, comments. And
Good. I didn't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know.
Basically, I mean, something that we all grew up with. She says I have associates, friends, and best friends, and that's true. Some people do. They break it down like that. They have associates, they have friends, they have best friends. So they categorize, how they do things. So I guess, to know how you walk with people, to know, how you gonna deal with each person, who you gonna bring together, who you gonna put, in the same room together. I'm not gonna put my, associate, just an associate in the same room with my best friend, because that's not the same, type of friendship. I don't know. I can understand that too. I know that your parents, you grow up and your parents, I don't know, growing up when we did.
Oh, we say old school, right?
Your parents tell you, not everybody your friend, not everybody your best friend,
Exactly.
associates. You got your friends, and you have your best friends. And then she also made a comment saying that not all people are, built, made up the same anymore, and that's true. I mean, that's definitely true. Everybody, people are so different, and they have, their little quirks about them that they expect for everybody to pretty much be the same as them. And like I like to tell people, I can't be you because I'm not you. I can't think like you. I can't do the things that you do. I can't come up with the ideas you come up with. I can't do that because I'm not you. So if you're expecting to be my friend because you want us to be the same, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Our friends, we're two different people, bringing together two different personalities, and that's what makes our friendship work, because we can both bring something different to the friendship. That's just my opinion. I think, Candy, you bring something different. California Kid, you bring something different to me as a friend, and also, Candy as family, but to me as a friend. And I mean, it works. It works for me. I mean, we come together with our ideas, just work. Like, California Cutie, we work together with Black Tea, and I have an idea in my head. You don't know what my idea in my head is, but because we're friends, don't mean you automatically supposed to know what's going on with my head. But because we mix so well, we flow good. It's almost like you kind of like, okay, well, I know what Mika gonna do. I know what Mika gonna do. I know how she moving. That's how we gonna do things, and it keeps our friendship strong because we don't have any reason to battle. And I think a lot of people, especially younger generation nowadays, they're so busy battling with each other who's the best, who got the most, or who's done the, or whatever the case is, or I'm a better friend than you are because I do X, Y, and Z. And no, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Well, yeah, and just to your point too, I just think that, like I said, in all relationships and especially friendships are important to have. California mentioned that it improves the quality of your life. I also believe that people take for granted that friendships are not one-sided. Friendships should be reciprocal, and you should be depositing as much as you withdraw. And so when people fail to do that, then they look at that friendship like, oh, well, she's changed. No. That person had just gotten tired of constantly putting into you, being that person that you call and you tell them all your gripes and all what you're going through, but you never are ear to listen to what they have to say. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so after a while, that takes a toll on a person. And some people find out sooner than later, this is not my cup of tea. And there's no hard feelings. But it's just that we got to go separate ways, or you find out that those phone calls are not, or those invites are not being sent out, whatever the case may be. But I just think that people just need to realize that in any relationship, not only romantic, not only family, but definitely friendships, because friendships are choices, right? We don't have to be involved with people that we don't want to be involved with on a daily basis. Right. They're not like our family or our mate that we choose, right? Friendships are our choice. And so if I'm inviting you and having you in my life, then it should be a pleasant. It shouldn't be always, there's times,
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it should be intentional, and it should be,
And to your point there, like she also mentioned, so there's an author by the name of Brian A. Chalker, who basically, wrote a book, and he talks about friendships and the importance, and basically what they talked about on the show, like we've been talking about, your friends are truly, we don't want to believe it, but you truly have friends for reasons. Mm-hmm. You have them for seasons, or you have some for lifetime. Mm-hmm. So not everybody's going to be that lifetimer. Some of them are just going to be there for a season, mm-hmm. and some of them they're going to be there for a specific reason. Mm-hmm. And if once that reason is done, once that situation is done, that person is gone. But we always call them our friend. I guess it's because you click and you mesh together. So even though you're separated, when you come back together, it will be easy for you guys to actually pick back up and move forward with whatever it is that you're going to do. So, I mean, that's just a topic that's just, it's like, I didn't know it was that big of a deal. I know, like you said, Candy, we talk about it a lot, but I didn't know that a lot of other people, and it's funny how you always think you're the only person going through something.
Right.
There's a lot of people out there that are on the same thing. And right now it is, and I'm not going to say, unfortunately, it's not all nationality. It is harder for Black women to make them than it is for other races. Black women have the highest percentage of not accepting. And that's not good, because we're out here for, the equal quality, Black woman, all that stuff like that. But then we don't accept each other. We always have some type of, a negative thing or something about, why is she doing this, or why is she
judgmental? We're judgmental.
Very judgmental.
Yeah, we're very judgmental.
I think we just need to learn to accept people for who they are. If that's not a person that you can deal with, then you just don't deal with them.
Move on.
Don't
just
get in
move on.
Move on. You're not. Nobody's making you be the friend of the person.
And friendship shouldn't be a chore. It just shouldn't be a chore. It should flow.
Like Candy says, it's a choice.
Just flow. Yeah.
It's a choice. So I enjoy all my friends because I've chosen you.
Right.
And I'm glad that I've been chosen. I'm blessed, and I'm glad that I've been chosen, because you can think people like you, but they don't like you. You never know. So I'm glad that the friends that I do have chosen me to be their friend, and the ones that have not have shown me, and that's why we are no longer friends.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right, it's okay. But I kind of want to jump in here, guys, and that was a good topic, and we can elaborate on that, more at another time. I really think that's going to be something that's going to be ongoing because of all this whole social media thing. Like I told you, there's over 70,000 groups for building friendships on Facebook. I said, what?
I was more puzzled that you said it's more men that are.
I wanted to tap into that too, because just real quick, I just feel like the men thing, I think that they're befriending women and hopes of being in a relationship and just having a lot of women on their roster. I don't think those are genuine friendships with women and men.
Well, I don't know
because we want to talk about can men and women really be friends, regardless if they So
I didn't go that far into the research. I just pulled up what it gave me statistic wise, and it just says that men are, on
another time, another subject, we can elaborate more on that.
We gonna elaborate on another thing because that one to me, I was like, I need to know what friendship groups are they in? What specifically these men in? What are we talking? But another time.
I want to go ahead and jump into the, our celebrity news for right now. And I know you guys know what I'm about to dive into, because when I started going further into things, I said, what in the God's green earth is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the whole situation with, Taraji P. Henson and Oprah Winfrey. And I mean, but first I'm hearing about it, and I'm thinking to myself, now wait, I didn't watch these little, interviews and things and experts where they look like they was all cozy and stuff. And I'm thinking like, what is, so when I'm hearing this, when I first heard it, I was like, wait a minute, and then to think about it, like a lot of people are saying, and we're going to go back and now I'm going to throw out a couple of, quotes out there too, that some people have, she's gotten a lot of support from a lot of different people. But, to be truth be told, Monique she was the one who said this way back when. Monique said this 4 years ago. It basically says 4 years ago, she really made, think about it, but back in 2009, she started, that's when it all started, back in 2009 when she did Precious, and Oprah Winfrey wanted her to, I don't know, this is what she's saying out of her mouth. So allegedly, Oprah wanted her to, and Tyler Perry wanted her to market the movie out of her own pocket. They literally pulled marketing funds and from her, from the budget, and told her, well, you're gonna do this out of your pocket. And she's like, no, I'm not about to do that out of my pocket. That's not what's about to happen. First of all, you're already underpaying me, and then now me to, do this out of my pocket. I don't think that that's fair, and that's not right. So when she made us think about it, then, it just pretty much got to the point to where she started, that's when her whole, they started blackballing.
That's where they started blackballing her. Yes.
Now that Taraji has brought it up again, you have so many people, I mean, including Michelle Obama, who was actually went on and said that, the audacity of, it says, her quote is, the sheer perseverance is incredible. How could anyone do this to you? It idiot, that word, I can't say it. We talked about the fact that I can't talk before, but it's just crazy. It's crazy, and that's a quote from her. That's not something that I'm speculating or making up. Will Smith have jumped on and said something, but Whoopi Goldberg really took it to heart as well, because she felt like, she's absolutely right. And not that they are beefing now. They're saying that Oprah and Whoopi is beefing again. But when they met up, they basically thought that the other didn't like each other. But when they met up for this movie, we found out that that wasn't the truth. But anyway, Whoopi Goldberg goes to the fact that she's like, well, when she was doing The Color Purple, it was almost, it was different than it is now, because they pretty much backed them then. But now she said she didn't even, Fantasia wanted to call her so she can talk to her about, the Celie and the role and everything. And Oprah blocked it. Oprah was like, no, don't call Whoopi. So Whoopi felt like, she was like, well, what on God's green earth is going on here? Why can't she call me? I played that role. I made that role, But so allegedly, I mean, well, I don't want to even say allegedly, because I watched the interview where Whoopi actually, felt like, she was just not appreciated for the role she the role she played in the original Color Purple. But the fact that Taraji brought that up, that Black women are just are being underpaid in the industry, it's true. It takes you back
to just a little bit. It's severely underpaid.
Severely. Now I'm saying that to say, and I'm gonna say this, and then we can all talk about talk about it. But Viola Davis, okay, she went on, she was on a show, and she went on to say that women, not only do women get paid half of what men get paid, Black women get paid a tenth of Caucasian women.
The white woman?
Yep, get paid a tenth of what a white woman gets paid. And she said, and she said that she's number one on the call sheet But then you got this white girl that come in here and she making more money. But I'm number one on the call sheet. I'm the one that got to go out there and bust my butt and, you know, put in all this hard work to make this movie what it is. But then I'm underpaid. You know, so, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. She said it was a show called, was it Woman on Earth? She did a show. I was watching her episode not the other day, and I was in awe when I was going through, you know, finding all the information about what she, you know, she said for them to call me and tell me that you're the Black Meryl Streep. She said, okay, well, if I'm the Black Meryl Streep, pay me my worth. She got Tonys and Oscars and, you know, all of these awards that she's won, and so many of these other people don't have, but she's not being paid her work. So what Taraji is saying is basically like, hey, you know, what's going on? Like, I'm not about to keep sitting out here, you know, busting my behind for somebody else to get my money.
Right. It was something that I saw that Taraji wrote where she was on Instagram, and she was saying that basically the production team rented her a car and wanted her to drive the set every day. And she was like, what? Like, and then they told her
in Georgia.
Yeah. And she said in Atlanta, she said that's a liability. Like, people are jacking and robbing people in Atlanta.
That is one of the worst places to drive.
Right.
I'm
and you
so
want me
serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want me to rent a car and drive the set every day? Not only does she feel like she's prestigious, you know, and she wasn't even trying to act bullshit. She was like, send me security or send me a driver. And they were like, well, if they had to do it for her, they had to do it for everybody. She was like, and what is the problem?
Go ahead and do it.
We all deserve to be able to be treated this way, right? But
that don't make sense to me. This industry is such a wicked place to be in.
It is.
It's one of the wickedest places to be in. It's so much going on. It's a terrible thing that Black women are not getting paid what they're worth, especially when they go over and beyond. They already don't get the accolades that they're supposed to get. Let's go with that too.
Right.
They don't underpay me too.
And then when they do have the accolades, like the Moniques and Tarajis and Viola Davis, they still are not getting paid. So one of the reasons why you want to get awards, and you know, that's just part of just saying it's like it's a notch on your belt, right? To say that I'm worth this, right? And so even with that being said, they have all of those accolades and all of those prestigious awards, and they still don't get paid. Like, what is it that needs to be done? Or, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what? That's what they're trying to figure out. Gabrielle Union has spoke up about it. Keke Palmer has spoke up about it, and you know, and Taraji went on to she went on to a show called the SAG-AFTRA Foundation Conversations. It's where they talk to a lot of, you know, people, you know, in the industry about how the treatment and everything that's going on. She said, you know, she almost pulled back from it. She said all she was asking for was $500,000 to do the movie, and they wasn't trying to do that. And she was like, I'm not understanding like what the problem is, because there's other people that get paid way more. She said, where's the money that you told me that we had that was invested in this production that we had to use? Like, where is the money? If you're not paying it to me, where's the money going? You know, and like she said, like her quote, this is her quote out of her own mouth. She said every time she do something that she thinks she's doing something to break the glass ceiling, when the time comes to negotiate, she falls back to the bottom. She said, I can never climb up. I just keep falling. She said she has not gotten a raise since Proud Mary. Like, they've been paying her the same income per show since Proud Mary. You know, it has, you know, it was done. And now Viola Davis, according to the internet, they're saying that she is. Well, I watched the Stephen A. show too, and he was talking about. I watched his. He was very upset about how they're doing. Stephen A. Pitt, and he was basically saying that, you know, Viola Davis was the highest paid Black female actress on a TV show. So, you know, when she did
murder, she murdered. How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get Away with Murder. Thank you. When she did How to Get Away with Murder, she basically broke the scale, tipping the scale at $450,000 an episode. Now, if that's the highest, and she's the highest, you know, person to be, you know,
on
Black
TV.
On TV,
we're not talking about the movies. We're not talking about big screen.
No, and you have people that are making more than that per episode, millions of dollars per
other
episode.
races, right?
Friends. Remember, Friends was making like $1 million an episode, all of them.
They was,
and that's why Girlfriends tried to do the same thing, and they let Tony on the show. I can't think of her real name. She went to go negotiate, and they let her out on the ledge, and they let her go, and she looking around like, wasn't we all supposed to be coming here asking for more money? And they let her do it, and she was a scapegoat. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And, like Taraji said, she said, how do I, set the stage and pave the road for all of these, young Black actresses coming up behind me if I don't fight for our equality? She said, I'm just tired. She was like, I want to quit acting because I'm just tired of, being,
underpaid, right, undeserved,
and just not appreciated. She said, but what about the Fantasias and, and the Haleys and all of them? What about them? What about them coming up? How do we, sit here and say that we're all in unity and we're here to fight together, but then I'm not doing anything to help them as they're coming? She said, because they're not going to do nothing but get cut even more than what I got cut. And she said, I've been in the business for 30 years, I
got a question. I wonder why is it? I mean, is it about the talent? It can't be about the talent. Mm-hmm. What is it that's making the white actresses make more money, or what are they being promised? Is it a lot of still Me Too going on, and those ladies were sitting on that couch and getting stuff done, and then like, I'm gonna give you this if you give me a little bit of that, and if I give me a little bit of that, then I'm probably gonna give you this, because that's what it sounded like to me.
Right.
Really
putting two and two together.
Yeah, it's starting to really look like, I think a lot of y'all is sitting on that couch. Mm-hmm. And a lot of y'all is doing things y'all should be doing. And that's why y'all getting this extra money. And our Black actresses is like, I'm not sitting on your couch.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. That could be what it is. But like, here's the coming from the house. I'm sorry.
You tell princess.
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 You're just gonna be princess, girl. Because I get too tongue tied trying to say anything, and I don't want to mess your title, your name. But she was basically saying that, that wasn't what I was saying. That this one here, well, Friends was making $1 million per episode. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now that I think back to their
$1 million an episode, all of them, not one of them, not three of them. All the cast that was there was making the same amount of money.
Making the same amount of money, because at one point, Jennifer Aniston was going to walk away too, if I'm not mistaken. This is allegedly, so I don't know if this is true, but allegedly she was going to walk away because she wasn't getting paid what she was supposed to. But then to keep her, they upped her. So when they upped her, she was like, oh, well, you're going to up everybody's, not just mine. You're going to up everybody. So everybody ended up getting the same amount of money per episode to do it, because she's like, we're a team, we're a group, we're a team. So if you don't,
I think. To your point, I mean, obviously racism is off the bat the first thing that's going on here, right? It's racism, right? Then second, I believe in what California Cutie is saying is that it's definitely some of that Me Too, like, I can give you this, but what you giving me in exchange, right? And then there's part of us at some point, because see, nobody stood behind Monique when she was screaming, right? I think, and I will always say that I was always in support of Monique, but I just think she was just loud. And when she came, it was her delivery. It wasn't the fact of what she was saying; it was how she was saying it. But even with people, she should have still had more support than what she had. I think that because everything she said was the truth. It wasn't a lie. You know what I mean? And now people are coming to say, I think that maybe together, and that's just been the way that we worked anyway, right? As a people. Together, when we back each other, we win.
United we stand.
We going, like you said, California Cutie. We went on there when what is her name? I forgot her name too. Tony from the Girlfriends. When she went on the ledge to try to, she was not only fighting for herself, but she was fighting for all of them. You know what I mean? And then so what happens is they send you out on the ledge, and then you're there to, to fight. And sometimes you might have to be that person to take that bullet. You know what I mean? When is it going to be the repercussion of everybody else? When is it going to be? Whatever Monique was saying and doing, it was coming now is because 50 Cent, remember, he's the one who out on the limb for her. He's the one that said, hey, I'm going to give her a chance. You know what I mean? So I don't know how you say, but he unblackballed her, right? Because he gave her an opportunity. And now everybody was like, oh, she was, and then they started coming back and apologizing. Because he was like, hey, So everybody, I believe, except Oprah, came and apologized to Monique. You know what I mean? I just think that if we stand together as a people, then we will go get further. And that's in any situation, even on the regular workplace. You know what I mean? And so it's just one of those things that they have to stand together, and they can't just sit her out on the ledge. And so I'm happy to see that she's getting a lot of support. She's getting publicly the support from people. But what are the people who are of power doing? That's the support that
That's
you
the
need.
thing. They're not doing anything. You know, they're
And
not
that's
doing
what I was.
anything. That's what their complaint was.
Right.
I hope that this does not keep her from getting roles, and that they don't start, like it's falling on deaf ears. And what we will do is just keep her from. They can't stop her from talking, but
she did say, Taraji did say that, a couple of people were saying that they didn't want to work with her because of what was going on. So she didn't really elaborate too much on that. I don't think she really wanted to, go too far in there, and I think it was choking her up too much to talk about it. But she did say that, she had lost a couple of people, and she was like, and it's okay. She was like, those people weren't supposed to be there anyway, and
that's going to happen when she's talking in this magnitude. When when she's in that position that she's in, you're going to lose some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ultimately, whatever she's doing, whether it's obviously going to affect her. I think the outcome and what she's really saying is that she wants to make sure whatever she's doing is going to help the people who comes behind her or who is on the side of her. You know what I mean? And if it's not, it's going on deaf ears. That's so unfortunate. You know what I mean?
It is. It's very unfortunate. And,
because to be honest, Monique wasn't the only first person who said it. Viola Davis was saying it too for years. Viola
That's what I'm saying.
She was underappreciated, and she was just one who I can think of because I remember her interviews about it, saying that how she went to Juilliard and how she's professionally trained and she has all these accolades and she's still not being paid. So to her fair share. So I'm quite sure there is others, and they just haven't come forward, or they weren't speaking in the times we are in now of social media to where it was, it's getting picked up so fast and been put back out there. But yeah, they aren't the only ones, but they're the ones who we hear the most, or we can think of first of mind. But it's unfortunate.
It is. I hope they do better. I hope the industry could do better and do right by everyone, but especially the Black actresses, because they've been shit on for a long time.
And the crazy part about it is, this is just my opinion. I think that, there's so many more Black women coming up in that industry, and if they start supporting each other, then they're not going to have any choice but to start, fairly doing things, because we're making up a big percentage of the actresses out there that are like hot right now. I mean, when I looked it up, when I looked at there is 64% of the hot commodity actresses out there now that female are Black. The ones that they want, that they're saying, oh no, we want her. She's Black. So why can't you pay us then? So I mean, if you're right, if you're telling us that we're the hottest thing,
we're in high demand.
We're in high demand. Why can't you pay? So I just I feel bad, and I hope that things can change and that kind of stuff can get rectified, because more and more Black screenwriters are coming out there. More African Americans are really starting to like find their place there, but they're still fighting for the fairness. But in a minute, because we have so many jobs in that industry, the strike not gonna be because because they're not paying everybody fair. The strike gonna be because all the Black people walked away and we can't write no more shows.
Right, because it's a racism. Right. Yeah.
We don't have no more directors. I mean, it's just amazing how so many, what's going on out there. Now, I'm not in that industry to say that I am I know everything, but just from the little bit of research, I was shocked, because I didn't know that we were so huge out there in the entertainment, in the movie and TV industry, so have so much of an impact, like majorly, and behind the scenes, we're kicking butt. Right, you know, and not to take anything away from any other nationality because they work hard just as well. You know, our brown, you know, I don't want to say it wrong, Latino or Latinx. I want to be correct when I say those things. Um,
And Paula J said it too. I remember that. The
okay,
one that played on
okay,
Friday.
and it's,
She
it's
she
seeing
she it is Walker. She with the right name, but yeah, Paula J was one that was talking about the industry, her being underpaid, her acting her behind off, and not and being and not being satisfied with what she's worked with the money that she was getting. I remember that. Good
yeah,
point,
see,
because
and it's so many of them, but because you know they like you said, I guess the Me Too movement because certain things started to change. They wasn't listening to us back then. Now they started to listen, and I guess that has a lot to do with the fact that, like I just said, you know, a lot of people I did not know that you know we're high commodity out there. What you know, African American women are, you know, they're being sought after more often now, which is good, is a good thing, but
mhm.
it's so sad
Pay
that
us
they
our worth. Pay us our worth, and that would be a great
that's
thing.
how it works. Right. It's almost like they're saying you be grateful that we want you.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it. Be grateful that we want you, and take what we're going to give you.
You know what? I wonder if, and Tyler Perry, no disrespect, I'm just saying, I hope that you are not doing that. I hope you being a black person and you know that the pay is correct. I don't hear nobody complaining about it, but maybe we just need people in the higher up, more black people in the higher ups, maybe. I don't
You
know.
know, he was named. He was named in the Well, he was named by Monique. By
For
not you know
for not paying as
for
much.
not
But
paying. Yeah. For
that's
you know
weird.
he was named.
This is a weird thing. That's weird.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, and when I was when I was watching the rewatching, you know, all of the episodes about, you know, with Monique and the, you know, listening to what she was saying about everything, and you know, when it was brought to his attention, she basically was like, you know, told him like, brother, you came from nothing, just like we all did, and now that you made it, you want to keep everybody else with nothing. So I don't understand that, and that's true. You know, she was like, you know, when her and Countess did the show, the Parkers,
Characters.
she told they were told that the Parkers didn't make no profit. She was like, "How's that?
Yeah, they're
How is
not
it
getting paid their
no
residuals.
profit?" Yeah, she was like, "We're not making no money from that show." She was like, "But how is that?" She was like, "If it wasn't for us, the show wouldn't have been nothing."
And it's
Right.
still being syndicated, and they're
It's
still
syndicated right now still, and they're not getting
getting paid from it. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just sad. You know, it's just sad. But you know, that's just a really hot, you know, hot thing, hot topic right now, in you know, out there in this industry, you know, out there in the world. Period. You know, and this entertainment industry is just getting crazier and crazier because you know we have so much, like they were saying, that because so many people can independently do things, it's almost like the people that the bigger people in the screenwriting things like that are having, you know, are fighting for, you know, a place now because so many people can independently put out a movie or put out a show or, you know, do what it is. It's making it harder and harder. If you notice that a lot of people with more talk shows, even big names, they're turning to the internet and, you know, streaming and things like that, YouTube and you know, Instagram, different places where they can stream their shows versus going to television or big, you know, shows. Even Netflix is losing people because it's easier for you to do that, and they're not telling you who you can have on your show, who you can't have on your show, what you can and can't, you know, talk about on your show, and different little things. And you know, I don't know if they feel like, you know, us as African American women, we're too boisterous. White Caucasian women, they're boisterous too. I mean, I love Drew Barrymore, and
they're all Karen.
she like, hello, pretty much, you know, like, you know, don't, you know, don't do it to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. But it's like, again, like you guys said earlier, it's a race thing, and
They got to stick together and somebody the powers that be. Yeah, they got to make more noise, and not just one person. It's one thing it's one thing to be in support. It's another thing to stand up and make a difference. You know, so
right.
It's crazy too. I'm thinking about it. Like when they come to those actresses and they know that they're getting asked for less money, or you know, this is the budget. This is what we are willing to pay you. It's like you want to say no, But then it's like,
not
dang,
being
I'm gonna lose the role, or somebody else is gonna take that money or whatever. And it's just like it's like a catch-22. I mean,
It is.
catch-22. You can't
Well,
you can't stand, and then you can't. I mean, you can stand on it, but then you're gonna lose the job or not make that money. Yeah, we gotta figure something out. Gotta
yeah.
figure something out.
Well, for Taraji to want to take a stand like that and even, speak publicly about possibly or considering, leaving the business is a big deal. That really made me dive into it and say, for her to say that and walk away from her career, it must be something that's very intense. And it really is. There's a whole lot more channels to it, a whole lot more, pages to this whole story. That definitely we're not going to be able to cover, ourselves, and we're not, I'm not an expert on it. I don't know the facts and the real about it. I'm just speculating or allegedly hearing things, or even when I are getting quotes from people that have said things. So, but it's dear to me because I'm not in the acting world, but I am in the artistic world, and I know how important support is.
Mhm.
To a person that's trying to pretty much push themselves or get themselves out there or use their art, regardless of whatever your art is, whether it's writing, whether it's acting, whether it's singing, whether it's creative art like I do with my hands, or California Cutie, braiding, and Candy, you with your you just have your business art. All of that is considered art, and if we don't support each other and help each other, we're not going to get any further. That's just my opinion. It takes a village not only to raise a child, but also to make life happen. Like I tell people all the time, if we were all the same people, this would be a boring world. We're all
We'd be
different.
robots. We'd be robots.
We'd be robots. We have different talents, we have different skill sets, we have different things that we can bring to the table in this world, and we just have to support each other and make it work. But I don't know. That was a good topic. I really enjoyed that, topic, that conversation. I enjoyed our comments from our guests that were on with us today. I enjoyed this a lot because that was something that was hitting me kind of hard. I'm feeling really bad, for our sisters out there. But I'm here to support, and I know we all are here to support. So, we have a small platform that we're, really trying to build and get out there, and hopefully, somebody can hear us and share it, and maybe somebody can hear our opinions, because these are just our opinions on what we think about what's going on. It's not anything that anybody has to, literally, buy into, but it's just our opinions, and our opinions matter because we help, build the success of a lot of those people that are out there, because it takes a village. It takes a village to make things work. I don't know. Anything else, ladies? Anything else you guys want to, jump in there and say real quick before we head on out of here for today?
I just I wonder as the person that enjoys watching actors and actresses, what can we do to help support them? That's
a good question. So maybe somebody can hear that question.
Yeah, I would love to know what we could do to help her as just civilians that watch her. You know what I'm saying? Or just our actresses and actors, period. Like, what can we do on this side of the screen for them? So that's all.
One thing I could think of is that when we come together, and so the first thing that always is eye opening for people is when you hurt their pockets, right? So whoever those powers that be, and we're and I think that's where we need to know more, get more information on of who are those individuals that are controlling the pay rate, right? Who are those producers and production people who are putting the salary caps out for those individuals, and boycott their movies, boycott their projects. You know what I mean? So as civilians, I think that's something that we can do is we can't obviously give them money, but we can hurt them where it hurts, and that's in their pockets. But we need to know for those people, from individuals, of what movies are those powers that be are control over.
Right.
Okay, so on that note, let's end on that question. That question, that statement that you guys both just made. Let's see if we can get some people to comment or send us, some messages, some, on what they think. So, if you guys can have an idea of what you think that we can do on this side of the screen to really support our sisters out there in in the industry, let us know. Drop us a comment. We'll read your comments on the next show. We will talk about it a little bit. We don't want to go too far into it because we want to dive into some other, juicy stuff next time. And see if anything, if our voices can be heard, because it starts with just with us, and then eventually it will spread like wildfire. You know how people like to talk. So hopefully
Yeah,
we get some people that hear us that will, bring the subject up and let's ask the people on this side of the screen, what is it that we can do? What is it that we can do where we can support and help and everything? I don't know. I enjoyed this show today, ladies. What about you?
I did.
I enjoy both of you guys immensely, and thank you for the our followers, our YouTubers that came. I mean, our people that came in and said hello, that
We appreciate
comment, let us know that they were here. I really appreciate it. That was Too Feisty, Ranting with Ricardo, and House of Princess. We love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting
Love you
us.
guys. Yes.
We appreciate it so much. We really
Make
do.
sure to tune in with us every first and third Sunday of the month at 1:00. We will be on here giving out some good topics at the table here. So join us at the round table next time. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, okay.